Hey y'all, it's your boy KP, and I am back with another episode of The Kyle Petty Show. This time, I had the privilege of sitting down and chatting with my good friend Ryan Nolan. Ever since like the Keeping It Real days, we have talked about taking the time to do this, and we never did. So really excited to be sharing this conversation with you. And she's a doozy, all right? This is a long one, but that's okay. I think she's worth it. To be sharing the entire conversation with you. No edits, all right? So sit down and settle in. It'll be a good time. What else do I have with you, though, before we get there? Okay, so this weekend, I am actually going to see Tick Tick Boom at Theater 3. I know that I said I was going to do that last weekend, but you know what? There was a whole lot of things that I said I was going to do last weekend that I didn't actually do, right? I was also going to go to see Closing of Evita again. I got too tired, so I didn't go. And then Tick Tick Boom, I was going to go on Friday. I said, I'll go on Sunday. And then I slept some more. It's like, I needed a self-care weekend. Sometimes it's okay just to do you, and that's exactly what I did. I spent the time binging Love is Blind. I watched the Wendy Williams documentary, which I gotta tell you, that was a rough watch. That was on the Lifetime. So give it a gander if you have any interest, but I'm telling you, it's a toughie. And that's it. I think I took the garbage out. I mean, we really didn't do anything. Oh, I had a good time at the Stop and Shop. I did a good grocery shop. Sometimes we're always rushing through life, right? Oh, I got to get here. I got to do this task so very fast. And I said, you know what? I got all this time. I was supposed to go see the Tick Tick Boom, and I did not. So you know what? Let's have a nice leisurely stroll through the Stop and Shop. I got everything I needed. I actually planned out my meals proper. And I said, you know what? I think I'm ready for the week now. So I implore you all to take a self-care weekend as well. I promise you, you need it and you deserve it. With that being said, though, I am going to see Tick Tick Boom this weekend. All right, so I'll be there on Saturday. I'll be wearing my purple polo. Okay, so come over and say hi. I will also this week have the pleasure of chatting with Veronica Fox, who is currently starring in Tick Tick Boom over at the Theater 3. So I'm really excited about that. I've known Veronica for a really long time. I don't want to get canceled if I say the wrong thing here, but I think we didn't actually do a show together. I think we just know each other from around the way, just from being, at CAP around the same time, but I don't think I was actually in the show with her. Oh God, you see, I could get in trouble for this one, but don't blame me. All right. Blame my head, not my heart. Isn't that the saying? All right, enough rambling. Come see me at Tick Tick Boom if you end up being there. I'll be writing a review about it. I love writing, get my journalistic stuff out there and subjecting you again, to my unsolicited opinions. Though that review will be up on thekylepettyshow.com either Monday or Tuesday. We'll see how the self-care is going. Maybe I need some time. But check the socials at The Kyle Petty Show. I'm on Instagram, or you can find me on Twitter, just on my personal, I'm Kyle Petty. I haven't decided if it's worth it for the show to have its own separate Twitter. I said I was going to stop rambling. I'm out of here. Check out this conversation with Ryan Nolan. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. And yeah, we'll leave all that there. Good morning, good day, whatever it is, wherever you are. I am Kyle Petty, and I am back with The Kyle Petty Show. We are taking this time to just chat with some Long Island theater performers, people that we have come to love and respect, so we could not leave out Ryan Nolan. All right, so thank you so much for joining us here. First thing, right out of the gate. Introductions, right? Imagine you're at it's the first night it's opening. It's not opening. It's the first night, first round read through of the entire show. Going around the table. Who are you? What would you say?
My name is Ryan Nolan, and I am playing the role of Mary Magdalene.
Of course you are. I did ask you to prepare 2 truths and a lie.
Okay.
Right? I am historically bad at this game. I actually am proud to report, though, that did I get Laura's right? I don't even remember now. It wasn't a complete wrong. Well, I guess it has to be right. If you're not right, you're wrong.
You're not
So
right, you're wrong.
right. So I'm already lying. So yeah, your two truths and a lie. Hit me with
Okay.
it.
All right, here we go. I'm so excited. Okay.
I'm nervous.
My first concert was Cher. I am a horrible driver. And I have done 42nd Street 7 times.
Oof, this is tough. Okay, so your first concert was Cher. You're a horrible driver, or you have done 42nd Street 7 times. I think that one is actually very possible. Like, I know you've done, but I mean, is it seven though? I mean, it could be six, it could be eight, it could be five. Like, that's tricky. That's tricky. I have been in the car with you after a drunken night on Fire Island. I think you drove me home. Do you remember that?
I did drive you home.
Yes, in your Kia Soul.
Yes. Oh my
Yes.
God. The
Yes.
black one or the gray one? Do you
I guess
remember?
it was gray.
Oh,
I would have said green soul, but I was clearly drunk. So, like, what do I know? But that
okay.
means it definitely couldn't have been black. So it must have been the gray one. Um, and your first concert being Cher. I mean, she never stops touring. I think she's done the farewell tour for 5 years. So, like, who freaking knows? Um, I'm gonna say though that Cher was not your first concert.
Okay, so I messed this up. I told you 2 lies and a truth.
Oh no, two lies. So great.
But you
Excellent
got
way to
that one.
begin.
You got that one right.
Oh, okay. So that was a
My
lie.
first concert was the Spice Girls.
Where?
Madison Square Garden.
Oh,
Yep, and it was when Jerry left.
right.
So,
See, so that was
so
that was in 1998 then, wasn't it?
correct. It was when Jerry left, and on the train, my mom bought a T-shirt that had the Spice World cover with a no
Mhm.
smoking sign over Jerry, and she uses it still to dye her hair.
That
So
is
it's
so
completely
hysterical.
ruined.
As it should be. Did you buy it from like a shady man on the side of the road with like
No, she
a
bought it
garbage
on the
bag full of?
train. She bought it on the train because we were all on the way
Wow.
into the city to see the Spice Girls, and then they were like, giving the shirts out, like selling the shirts on the train, and then there now she uses it to dye her hair still.
Wow. That
Yeah,
was also my first concert.
really.
But it wasn't the Madison Square Garden one because you remember that historically sold out in minutes. Remember the governor was doing like an investigation on like ticket scalping. Did you read all that?
Yeah,
Became a really, really big deal. So my
yep.
first one, I went June 29th, my half birthday. I saw them at Jones Beach, same tour, one of the four of them. Um, and you had to really like know Ticketmaster tricks back then, right?
You bet you did.
Because it wasn't just go online and hit refresh, right? Not back then. All right. You had
No.
to know all the Ticketmaster numbers, 888,
Yeah.
9000, all those different ones. Because I would call them and be like, what other numbers are selling these tickets? So you know how we got these? Because Spice Girls was hard to get. So I called Maine and got a Ticketmaster up there that was going to have the Jones Beach
You
show
just
on
called the
sale.
state.
Yeah,
You called the
well, I
state.
called no, I called the Ticketmaster in Maine, and it was like tickets were on sale at like 9 or 10. We were on the phone with the guy for like 7 minutes before they went on sale, just talking. We're like, please don't make us get back in the queue. Just as soon as it comes up, please just let us get them.
Oh my
We
God.
sat second row, dead center.
I was in the first mezzanine.
Okay,
God, and I was like
which
on
are
the side.
great seats.
Yeah, really good seats.
Right. That's usually where I choose. If I can't be that close in the orchestra, then forget it because everybody's standing up. You can't see anything. I'd rather be on that first bowl.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Because you also get a little bit more of an aerial view rather than
Right. You
looking
get to
down and
see
then being
everything.
like,
Right.
you know.
But Emma
So the
Bunton.
other truth was that I'm actually a really good driver.
Mm. Okay.
So I mean, the other lie is that I'm
A
a really
lie.
good driver. So I
Right.
told 2 lies and a truth. I messed it up.
That's all right. It's better that you messed it up than that I did. So
Yeah,
I'm
but
fine with that.
it's fine.
All right. So moving on.
Moving right along.
Moving right along here. So, obviously, Long Island theater performer, many, many years. You've seen a ton of musicals at this point. As a viewer, as a patron, what's your favorite one to watch?
Okay. My favorite show to watch
Hmm.
is probably Dreamgirls, because just from like the very beginning, that whole cowbell ding 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 ding, I'm just like, ooh,
We're in
I'm
it.
looking for something, baby. I know every
Ah,
word. I just love all the costume changes, and I just think it's such a fun show. I also really like seeing Ain't Misbehavin'. I've seen Ain't Misbehavin' only twice. I've only seen
mm.
two productions of it, but I love that music so much, and I love that album growing up that um I just really just I love it. I love it. It's so like jazzy and fun, and you want to do this with your finger while you listen to it.
We want to do? You want to do this?
That's it. Just a little. This joint is jumping. That's it.
I sadly have never gotten the chance to see Ain't Misbehavin'. Like, I've listened to the music from it, which is not really something I like to do, like, before I've seen it. Like, I like to see a show first and understand exactly the context in which, this song is placed,
Mm.
But,
Mhm.
yeah,
There
that's
is a version that's available that was on PBS, like American Playhouse, with the
Oh,
original
really?
cast. So I think that you can go on YouTube and watch it.
Mm,
But it's like really fuzzy, but like it's Nell Carter. Who's better
right.
than Nell
It's
Carter?
fine. I'll
But
deal.
yeah, I love watching those two shows. Specifically, I
Mm.
love watching them. And anytime that I can go see Grease, I'm gonna go and have a good time. Because there's gonna be
Grease.
someone that I'm gonna love in it.
Right,
Even
right.
even if it's just cha-cha, you know?
Grease is just always a good time, though.
It
Uh,
always is a good time.
yeah. I
Oh,
always grumble about having to go see it. I'm just like, "Ugh, another theater is doing Grease." But then when I get there, I'm just like, "Alright, this is fun."
you know what else is a fun show to watch sometimes? No, not sometimes, all the time, is Joseph, because it's short.
Yes, we're
Joseph
in
and
and
his
out.
Technicolor Dreamcoat. You are in and out. That's
Speaking
it.
of which, how do you feel about a mega mix?
I love the Joseph Megamix personally. There are some times that I'll be like at the gym, when pigs fly. And I will put on the Joseph Megamix and I will do the entire thing on my little Stairmaster or on my little bike. Go,
I
go, go, Joseph.
No judgment here. I love a mega mix, and I was, like, basically canceled for this when I did it, I did High School Musical at Bayway, like, years and years ago, but I was the only one who was into the mega mix. I just think it's so much fun, like,
Who were
I
you?
I was Jack Scott.
Is that creme brulee?
I don't remember now.
Or is that Corbin Blue? Oh no, Jack Scott is the guy that's like, welcome to East High.
Yes, yeah,
Today, Ryan and Sharpay are going to be doing their musical.
yeah,
That's
basically just inserted into things so that, you can do scene changes.
sure,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was fine with me.
I was
Um,
never in High School Musical. I was too old.
um I mean, I'm sure I was inappropriately cast, but I didn't care. I
Did
love
you
the
have a good
show.
time?
I had a blast. I
That's
had a
all that
blast.
matters. That's all that
Honestly, it
matters.
truly is. We're not being paid for this.
No.
Yeah, so, like, I better be having fun. That's what I'm here for.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. What's your favorite show to perform in then?
Okay, there's two. I've thought about this and thought about
Giving
this.
this a lot of thought, many,
I
many
did.
ponderances. Mhm.
I love being in Ragtime.
Ragtime.
It's my favorite musical. I love Ragtime. I've done it 3 times. Twice I've played Tate,
Mhm.
but I love being in Ragtime, and I loved this past spring. I did Something Rotten at Theater
Mm.
3 in Port
Lovely.
Jefferson, and
Yes.
that whole cast was just a blast. The ensemble, the leads, the semi leads, the staff was so much fun, and we just had a really good time. It was a really, really tight cast, and you know, I loved that show on Broadway so much. I saw it 3 times, but yeah, I just had so much fun doing that. I would give it another shot, but I'd have to really work on it because it took a lot out of me. I was on stage for like 95% of that show.
Right, right.
You
But that
saw
was
it,
a fan
right?
yeah, I
Saw
did.
it.
That was a fantastic production,
It
and,
was a lot
like,
of fun.
many kudos also to Theater 3 just for always kind of, like, providing a consistent experience, like, for
Yes,
the performers. Like, I've
absolutely.
never not had a good time there. Like, you mentioned how the staff was so awesome and, like, so much
Yes.
fun. Listen, I've only done, what, 3 shows there?
What
Uh,
did you do? I saw you in Saturday Night Fever.
yes, that was the last thing I did, and that
Yes,
was now, like, what, 5, 6, 7-ish years ago? That was a
long
long
time
time ago.
ago.
Long because Corinne was still up here.
She still lived here.
Yeah, so that was, like, really some time. Before that, I did Spelling Bee.
Yes, I saw that too.
Yes, but my first show there was Smokey Joe's. Um,
Okay.
mhm,
Wow, Smoky
mhm.
Joe's.
Yeah, yeah, and,
That's a
I
throwback.
was yeah, that was quite the experience.
Yeah.
But, like, not bad in any way, like, I had a blast in that show. That's
Yeah.
where I first met Corinne.
Yes.
Yeah,
Was
I
that Miss
didn't
Jean? Did Miss Jean
Miss Jean did
choreograph that? And
she
did
did
she direct it too?
yeah, directed and choreographed it,
I
yeah.
never got to work with her, but I got to know
Oh,
her.
loved her, loved
I
her.
got to know her around Smoky Joe's time. She just did Smoky Joe's, and we just always talked about tapping together
I
because she
love
was a really, really good tapper.
mhm,
And yeah, she's missed. She's
yeah,
missed.
she is,
We
that
love
was
you, Miss Jean.
we do love you, Miss Jean. I will always be one of her babies as far as I'm
Oh
concerned.
yes, she. Well, I
Mhm.
told her I was like, I always wanted one of your babies, and I've never done a show with you. And she's like, you already are my baby, and I was
Ah,
like, oh,
that's how she was. Yeah, that's how she was.
so fun.
That was actually the first time I met Corinne, because I had seen her I went to go see Aida because Shakira was in it,
Hmm.
obviously, and then Amneris comes out, and I said, "Who is this woman?" Right? So I kept going to Aida because I was, like, obsessed with her. And I remember sitting, my goodness gracious. I was sitting in the in the audition lobby over there, and I was like, "I'm sitting next to Amneris." I was like, "Should I say something to her?" I'm like, what do I do? What do I do?" I was like, "I can't let this moment pass me by. What if I don't get cast in this show and I never get to speak to her again?" I just turned to her, I was like, "I love you." And she's like, "What? Who are you?"
Oh my
And then we
god,
became best friends, and that was it. Yeah, it didn't take much.
Oakley, shut up! I remember that video.
Stop. Oh
So
my
the first
gosh.
time I met Corinne, this episode's just going to be about Corinne Manuel, Corinne
Who
David.
cares?
Sorry, Corinne David.
Mm.
Um, they did Footloose at Cap. Do you remember when they did Footloose at Cap in Old Bethpage?
No. See, that was before my time.
Okay, so
Even just in Long Island theater in general, way before my time.
okay. I forgot what summer it was, but it was definitely the summer. I think it was summer 2003 or summer 2002.
Mm.
Um, but they did Footloose there, and Corey played Ariel. And I met her, and I saw that show a million times because my best friend in high school was Tina Hamaya. You remember Tina Hamaya?
Tina, yes, she was in my
Love,
Smokies at Merrick.
yes, love
Yeah.
Tina. So she was Wendy Joe, and she understudied Rusty, and then she would tell me all of these stories about this girl who's playing Ariel and how amazing she is, and she's such a good singer and whatever. And then I went to see the show, and I was like, "Who is she? Amazing!
Right.
She's amazing, is who she is."
Yeah.
So
How is Tina, by the way?
Tina's good. I mean,
Freaking Tina.
we chat once in a while. You know, it's not as we're not as close as we used to be because just as
Mhm.
you get older, you just grow
Yeah,
apart
like
from
me.
each other. But you know, the feelings are still there, the love is still there. But yeah, she's doing good apparently.
Oh gosh, Tina Hamaya with that. I mean, another one, powerhouse vocals, right? Do you know?
The
Yeah,
roof.
seriously, comes down. Do you know the order of songs in Smokey Joe's? Like, how familiar are
Oh
you
yes,
with that?
I'm very familiar.
So you've got the Fools Fall in Love reprise, and then goes into Spanish Harlem. Like
Yeah.
you're literally setting that person up for failure, right? So Smokey Joe's in Merrick was like the first time I had like real solos and like real things to do. And Tina would come out there, "Ah!" right, just roses all over the place, like this. And then all of a sudden, here, ding, 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 ding. And I come walking out, and somebody goes, "Oh," somebody just goes, "Ah," and I was like, "Oh my god!" It's like somebody upped me. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do? So like, and in Merrick, I mean, you feel very exposed, right? Because you're basically in their face. I was like, well, I'm not standing on that side of the stage. I was like, thank you very much, Tina. I'm like, can you just tone it down before I come out? So like, what a tough act to follow, setting me up for failure. Yeah.
Horrible.
Tough. That was immediately what came to mind as soon as I started thinking about Tina Maya. Yeah.
Shake a hand of a brand.
All right. Well, you know what? If we're going to tell that story, then I have to tell another one about
All
that.
right. All right.
Corinne's crack heard around the world. This is also in Smokey Joe's. This is at Theater 3. She did the same thing. Shake the hand of a brand new book. Right? And everybody's just like, oh my gosh, what was that? That was our faces all backstage. You're like, oh my God, oh my God. And she came off furious. It's like, I don't know. She had gotten into like a fight with Tim like before, so of course she blamed it all on Tim because this is your fault. Because I went out there.
Tell me that they were. Tell me that they were filming that night as well.
I don't. I actually don't think they were. No, because no, they definitely could not have been because I had the DVD. I couldn't tell you where it is now because that was like, oh geez, like 14 years ago.
Oh my God.
That hurt me to say out loud. Like
my stomach just turned when you said
right.
14.
Ooh, because I'm like 2024. I'm like, that had to be 2010.
That's scary.
That's horrifying.
It's scary.
What a somber note we're on.
Yeah.
Yikes. I want to ask you more about Ragtime, because that came up with Laura because she said that was another very special moment that she had when she was in Ragtime. And
that was when I first met her. I choreographed.
Oh, really?
I choreographed that production of Ragtime for Lauren Gobes, who directed it, and Laureano was Sarah in that production.
Oh my goodness, the connections here, amazing.
Yeah.
Because I had said, listen, I like unpopular opinion, Ragtime, not my favorite. But she said it's definitely different to be in it than it is
absolutely
not. And again, I definitely noted here, and I said, what is your favorite show to watch? You didn't put Ragtime on there, but it's your favorite show to be in. So would you echo those sentiments there?
No, because when I saw it on Broadway, I fell in love with it as well. But it was one of those shows that I was like, oh, I can't wait to be in this show. I don't know what I want to be in it, but I want to be in the show. I don't know who I want to be. I don't know, obviously I can't play Coalhouse and I can't play Sarah, which is totally fine. Leave it to the more talented people to play those roles. But yeah, I actually, the first time I was in it was at Hofstra. Remember when Hofstra Greywig used to do these huge productions?
Oh my gosh, yes. I saw 42nd Street there.
I was in 42nd Street.
Yes. Wasn't Bailey in that too?
She was my Peggy Sawyer. I was Billy Lawler.
Yeah, I went to that because I didn't know you all then.
Yes.
I knew John Dunphy, and he came out as the piano.
Who joined the show like 2 weeks before we opened. Yeah. And they were like, and Amy, who directed and choreographed it, was like, John, I'm going to put you in this number. He's like, okay. John, I'm going to put you in this number. Okay. And he learned everything.
Yeah.
He would because he was the rehearsal pianist. I think his name was Oscar. I think that was his character's name.
Okay.
He would do the opening scene with no pants on.
I remember him mentioning that. And it's like, I don't know why you're so,
because all that the audience would see is like what you're seeing on your screen of me right now.
Right.
They would just see him and ding, 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 ding. Oh, so, but that was, so anyway, I was in Ragtime at Hofstra in Greywig. I joined that show 3 weeks before they opened because they needed guys. And it was the friggin' Broadway costumes. Like, wow. The girl who played Sarah wore Audra McDonald's costume. And like that's baby, because there's a lot of babies in the show that the baby is supposed to get, Coalhouse Jr. is supposed to play Coalhouse Jr., Coalhouse the Third, whatever. The baby that Sarah and Coalhouse have, he has to get bigger as the show progresses. And those babies were so heavy. They were so heavy. So it was just insane. Like, I remember I was a fireman in one scene, and then I was like in Atlantic City. That was a big deal that I was in Atlantic City and I was like the new guy. Everyone was like, who the hell is he? Why is he in Atlantic City? Because I can dance. Like, what do you want from me? I didn't choose. I didn't say, oh, I want to be in Atlantic City. Relax.
Right.
It's okay. It was
Don't hate on me.
2004. I'm over it. So it was literally 20 years ago.
Gosh, I had the same thought. I was like, I don't think I'm going to say it out loud, and then you did.
Yep.
20 years
Because
ago.
unfortunately, I'm sure you remember, but the weekend that we opened was Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, I don't remember.
Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans, and we were like collecting money after the show for Hurricane Katrina victims. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening?
That's wild. Whatever happened to Grey Wig?
I think that they just
stopped.
They just stopped because you know, every production that they did, what they spent a lot of money on.
I remember that 42nd Street set was unbelievable.
It was unreal. It was unreal. It was the tour set, and then we used a lot of the revival costumes.
Wow.
Some Barbara Kirby specials. We love some Barbara Kirby.
Barbara Kirby.
Love her.
Oh.
Yeah, so that set was a lot of fun, and yeah, I mean, they spent a lot of money on their stuff.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess that's what happened to them. But, you know.
Well, we have our memories.
We have our memories.
We have our memories.
Like the corners of my mind.
Yes. Speaking of memories, what is one of your favorite and or funniest on-stage moments, even if your on-stage moment slightly transitions to off-stage?
Okay, so I have to say, I'm going to go a little emotional with I have two stories.
Great.
I'm going to go a little emotional with my first story.
Okay.
And then with my second story, you will help me out with, because we both know what story I'm going to tell. So my favorite on-stage into off-stage moment was when I did Ragtime in 2018. I played opposite my best friend Brianne Boyd. She played Mother and I played Tate. And it was my closing show, because I didn't do closing weekend because I had my school show, which was Mary Poppins that year. So I had to be there because they flew and I had to be there because I was the director. It's fine. So after we sang Our Children, which is like the duet, the big duet when you're like, oh, they're falling in love kind of song, we would walk off stage and opposite sides. And then I don't know what happened, but something told me to go around, because I came off the same side of the stage that the dressing room is on, which was stage right, and Brianne came off stage left. So something told me that it was like, you have to go hug your best friend right now. So I walked around, and then she just like walked right into me, and we just like embraced. And like I didn't cry or anything. I think that she did, but she's never going to admit it, Brianne. I know that you were emotion. But that was a very special moment that I will never forget. And then, all right, so 2013? No, 12 or 11.
Yeah, probably 12. Because Superstar, if this is the story I think you're going to
It is.
Superstar we were rehearsing for that when I was going to audition for Smokey Joe's at CM.
Okay, so I'm just going to preface this really quickly. Kyle and I were in a production of Jesus Christ Superstar at the Merrick Theater. I was an apostle for the first half of the show, and also Look at All My Trials and Tribulations, The Last Supper. Kyle was Simon Zealots. Simon. And okay, so first of all, one of my favorite memories from that show is during The Last Supper, it would be me on the end of the table, then you, and then Seneca.
Which was
La Belle Belle
Very no good
was
blocking at
not
all.
good.
Like,
As soon as we were directed by our director to sit in those spots, we looked at each other and said, "This isn't a good idea," but we went with it. It's fine. So
yeah.
John Hudson played Judas and
Mhm.
Danny Amy played Jesus, and they start yelling and screaming at each other, and I just hear Seneca under his breath going, "I just set up this entire meal and you are ruining my moment. You're
Yeah.
ruining my dinner. You're ruining
My
my
dinner.
food.
I did
This
not
is
invite
my
you all here to be
yeah.
carried on like this.
Get your dirty feet off my table. Look at you getting the tablecloth all
Yes.
dirty." Like he just kept on just going, going, going. And I was like, just look down. Just look down at the non-existent food. Don't make eye contact with Kyle and you'll be fine. No, it didn't
No.
happen.
I'm also the worst person to look at in moments like that because I cannot for anything keep in character. Like, I am absolutely the worst. The worst.
Well, okay. So it comes to the end of the show and Jesus dies. Spoiler alert, Jesus dies at the end of Jesus Christ Superstar. He gets crucified. Then they do the John, is it 3:16? That's what the last when they take his body off the cross and they carry him out.
How does it go again? Some people don't do it again, and I get really upset.
Anyway,
All right.
so what's supposed to happen in this production is 4 people carry him off stage and everybody stays on stage and watches them carry JC off the stage. Then the 4 people who carried him off come back on stage and we just sit there and just watch. And then was something supposed to happen? Did he come back out? Or was it just like a light and then the lights went down?
I think it was a light.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, it's like an emotional moment of the show. Fine.
It is.
So,
One of the most serious, Sure.
in musical theater.
Yeah, like literally.
Very serious. We're talking about JC here.
Right.
So you can't mess around. So, okay. The 4 people who were supposed to carry him off were Kyle, Frankie Gabriel, Tim David, and there was a 4th person. I can't remember who. So whoever that 4th person is,
Right.
fine. Kyle was supposed to get the feet. I remember this specifically. Tim and somebody else, that 4th person, were supposed to get the majority of the body, and Frankie was supposed to get the head. So now, if you have or haven't been to the Merrick Theater, it is a semicircle with a about, I would say, 6 to 8 inch platform step down. Okay?
That's fair.
So they're carrying him off the stage. And then all of a sudden, Jesus's head hits the floor. And we hear Frankie Gabriel in pitch darkness go, "Jesus Christ."
It was the most horrible thing to watch because also, like, that floor is concrete.
Yeah.
He hit his head. The wig got disheveled. I swear,
The
a
wig,
little bit
like,
of
it
snot
went
came
from,
out
like,
of his nose. Like, it was
Jesus curls, Jesus waves, Jesus beach waves, and then all it did was just go so that it was covering his face.
so bad.
Then,
It was so
unfortunately,
bad.
what happened was, I think because of the shock of the situation and him hitting his head, which sucks, you said that there was snot all over the place. The snot got in the hair, and then he had to, like, brush it to the side.
Really bad. It was really bad.
It was.
And I remember rushing back, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm sorry this happened to you, but we have to get back on stage.
That is exactly why it was funny.
Yes.
Because you went and said that. It was not funny funny
It
until
was.
you going, I'm sorry that this happened to you. I hope you're okay, but we have to go back on stage. And I don't think that he said anything to anybody. I think that you guys just were like,
We have
and
to
that
go.
was
We have to go. Like
go
the
we
music's so
gotta
playing.
go. We gotta go. John
Horrible.
3:16.
It was so horrible. It was so horrible. Because then the rest of the time you're on stage, you're like, is he good? Because oh my gosh, it was the most disturbing thing. Yeah, it wasn't funny, but it was. And
It was definitely
Frankie's shouting Jesus Christ when I was.
that was it though. Like
That
as
was.
soon as I hear Frankie go, Jesus Christ, in his Joe Pesci voice,
Yes, yeah.
I was like, what just happened? Because all
God,
that we
it was.
saw was we just saw a body hit the floor and then run out through the curtains. And we were
Just,
like,
it was
I hope
horrible.
I hope everything's
Oh,
okay.
God, it's horrible. It's just horrible. Every time I relive it, like I cringe. I get like a chill down my back. Like
Yeah.
so disturbing. Yeah,
Yeah.
just terrible.
I would love to hear your story now, Kyle.
Oh, I have a story. So you know Parade, right? We all
Yes.
know Parade. Yeah,
I think that's
wonderful.
where I first met you.
That's very possible.
Was that the one that Andrea Galeno was in?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was when
That was
I first.
at Cat Plainview. It was the last
Yeah.
show. No, not Plainview.
Oh, old
Bethpage.
Death Page.
That was old Bethpage. Yeah, I did do it at Cat Plainview later, but no, that was the last show in Bethpage. And this was only my second show, mind you. So I was very intimidated. There was a lot of great talent in that show. You know, obviously, the late Tony Grover, Aaron Edelstein, Truby was in that. Kim Volpe was also in that. Obviously, Andrea was in it. I mean, Dan Wagner. I mean, they were like fantastic people on
Yep.
this show. And I was like, I don't have a place here. If it wasn't for the fact
Brian
that
Gill, wasn't it Brian Gill was the governor?
yes, Brian Gill, yes. Well, he was the mayor.
No, governor.
No, it's the governor. Oof. Look at me trying to correct it and be wrong.
That's okay.
So,
Mark
well,
Week.
Mark Weeks, yes, yes. I'll tell you,
Amazing.
like, there's fantastic talent in this
Yeah.
show. So in the beginning, there's supposed to be a parade, like the show's namesake, right? So, but there wasn't a lot of room in the way as big as Bethpage was. There were so many pieces to this parade that if every piece did not go out in order, it couldn't go out. Like you couldn't maneuver anything else like around. So
Oh no.
you're right. So the very first float, because I was in charge, I think mine was like the third one. No, I had the second one. Tony Grover was supposed to push Tropical Joe on this horse, right? That was
Oh,
supposed.
because wasn't he the
He was the
soldier?
old soldier. Yes. So the horse had to go out first in order for me to push out my thing. So the music's playing, and this is only a dress rehearsal, right? And back then, I didn't really get Bruce, so I found Bruce to be very intimidating and like very, very scary. And I didn't realize that most of the time he's really just fucking with you. But like but like I didn't know this then. So I was very, very scared. And the music's playing, and here's Tropical Joe like trying to get on this horse, and like he tries, he can't get on, he just cannot get his leg over it because now we were in costume, and it was like I guess like a little too tight around the leg, so he just could not swing his leg over. So he doesn't get on the horse. So Tony is like right, and he just like walks off, and I'm like, oh my god, like what are we supposed to do? And I was supposed that's what it was. I was supposed to push this float out with Craig Cosgrove, right?
Okay,
But
okay.
obviously, I couldn't push this thing out. So Craig's like, well, we have to go. We still have to go. He finds this red balloon on a stick, right? And just starts walking across the stage by himself and like with so much attitude, right? He's just walking across. And I'm just like, I was like, what am I supposed to do here? So I come out and I just meekly just walk across. I just walk from like stage left all the way to stage right, and I just walk off. Practically had forgetting about the whole thing. We get to notes, and Bruce goes, Kyle, where was my damn parade? And I was like starting to panic. I was like, I was like, well, Tropics, he on the horse, and like so Tony didn't want to push the horse out with nobody on it, so there was no way. He's like, He goes, the name of the show is Parade. I want my goddamn parade. And I was like, I don't know what you want me to do. I was like, Tony wouldn't push the horse out, so I couldn't get the float around. He goes, the next time that happens, you tell Tony Grover. I said, I am not telling Tony Grover anything.
Nope.
I'm not telling that man nothing.
Nothing.
And he don't want to push it. It ain't moving. Sorry, that's it. Yeah, and like I telling you, I was so scared and shook as he was like yelling at me for this. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get fired. I'm gonna get fired. He hates me. I ruined the whole parade. Yeah.
You ruined the whole show.
Yes, and it's like, but no one's talking about the fact that Tropics couldn't mount the horse. Like that's really where this began. This was not my fault for not pushing out my
Wait, so instead of just pushing the horse across the stage, like
Tony was
without
like,
something,
he said, forget it. He just walked.
And then you get the blame.
I got all the blame. But that's also because now I come to realize as I've gotten older, they're like, no, this man was just fucking with me.
I hate that for you.
Yeah. Now I hate it for me too. I was really scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks a lot, Tropics. Thanks a lot.
Stop.
Now you had mentioned him the other night. He's doing well, you said, right?
I saw him. He saw, I think it was Something Rotten. He saw Something Rotten Theater 3, and he looks great. And he's the same old Joe. And
good for him.
But he's the same Joe, and he's just a nice guy. Yeah.
Does he still perform now, or is he just?
I don't know. I think so. Because something that I saw at Cap recently. What did I see? I saw Urinetown at Cap and say it.
Okay.
I think that he was like Senator Phipp or something.
Oh, okay.
You know Urinetown?
I do know Urinetown. I was in that at the stage as well.
I'm not a fan of that show. It's okay.
Oh no,
love them all. Can't love them all.
That is true. It's very, very fun to be in. Like that one. Well, if you're one of the poor, I don't see how being in the rich is fun.
Yeah. I was, what's his name? Tiny Tom?
Tiny Tim.
No, Tom.
No, Tiny Tim is Christmas Carol.
Unless I've grown. That's
right. Where did you do it?
Midtown.
Oh, and you didn't like it?
Cast. No, I didn't. It wasn't the cast. The cast was wonderful. It was me and Kaylin Lewis and Amanda Camille and Jim Sluter, and
that should have been a blast.
It was the cast was so much fun, but I just didn't. I didn't like the show.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That was my first show with Jess Ader.
Jess was in our production as well for I think a weekend because Emmy Young played Mary Elizabeth Junjay. She played with the not Little Sally, the other one that sings the Snuff That Girl. I don't know.
Yeah. What is her name? Because it's something similar.
Becky Two Shoes.
Yeah, Little Becky Two Shoes. Maybe it's just Becky Two Shoes.
Becky Two Shoes. Little Becky Two Shoes. Whatever. That's who Mary Elizabeth played, and then Jim Sluter played that Hot Blades Harry guy. So Emmy had to miss a weekend, and Jess Ader filled in, and Sam Carroll, who played Hope, had to miss a weekend, and Katie Ferretti played Hope.
Oh, really? Yep. Had Katie done it before?
I don't know, but they were both wonderful.
Right. No, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's such a big role to learn for.
It was huge.
Yeah, that's why I was like, did she do it before? How would you even agree to something like that just to do it for one weekend?
I really don't know. But they both did the roles like they've done it before. And I know that Jess had done it before. I just can't remember if Katie did it before, but they were both awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I love Urinetown.
Snuff the girl, snuff the girl. The only song that I liked was the we're not sorry, we're not sorry, we're not sorry. Dee 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 ba ba. That song was a blast.
That is fun. Run Freedom Run though. You didn't care about that?
You know what? The whole second act for the ensemble of that show is exhausting because you have to do Run Freedom Run. You have to do Tell Her I Love Her. You have to stand there after dancing your ass off during Tell Her I Love Her.
Panting.
panting, like sweating like hell,
It's so
sneaking
true.
backstage, going like,
Yes. That's so true.
if only. And then they have to do another
Pouring down.
song. And
Yeah.
then, God, and the end of the first act with like lifting them up.
That whole finale is like it's epic.
Bobby,
I mean, that's
help,
like
we're
it's like
not going to kill
9 minutes
us.
long.
The longest. The
Yes. Take
longest.
it
But
from the
listen,
top. Like, God, no. Can we section this off? Like,
no. I don't want to go from the
oh
top. I
gosh.
want to go from the
Right.
end. We have to lift them.
Seriously. Yeah, I
But
love You're in Town though.
it's
I would love
fine.
to do it again.
Fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's
I think I'd
fine.
like to play the cop if I did it.
Oh, Lock Stock,
Yeah.
the narrator guy.
Yeah. When he's like, hello, welcome to You're
Yes.
in Town.
Yeah, that's fun. That's really fun.
Yeah.
That's the face you do.
Did you like that?
I did.
Welcome to You're in Town.
Come on. So you do love it. You secretly love it.
No, I don't love it. I just I don't love it. That's the thing.
Well, then what is next for you then, theater
Okay.
wise?
Currently, um, coming to a close this weekend is I am Ava Peron's dresser for CM Performing Arts production of Evita.
Yes.
And I'm having such a wonderful time. I actually dressed Laura Loriano, who's playing Ava, when they did it at Smithtown. And she's so freaking talented. I can't even take it. She sings that role like it's nothing. And
Yeah.
I love Evita. I love Evita. I just love it. And then in May, June, this spring, summer, I will be performing in The Producers at Theater 3 as Roger Debris. It's going to be a really good cast, really good show, really good time. I'm really excited. So
it looks like that's already cast, is the impression that I'm getting. Because I saw the audition posting. It said ensemble auditions. It mentioned nothing of any other characters or anything.
The leads are cast. The ensemble, they were having auditions for.
Okay.
So yeah.
I respect the fact that at least we're being transparent about that. Like,
Yeah.
if you're only auditioning for ensemble, thank you very much. Like,
Yeah.
don't have me come down and waste my time for something. And like, you already know that you're not going to take me before I even came in. Yeah.
Exactly. And, a lot of people don't realize that the ensemble does so much in The Producers. Like they're the old ladies, they're the rich people that go to the opening of the horrible show in the beginning. They're, tap dancing Nazis. They're in Roger Debris' like staff, the costume designer and the set designer and all this stuff. They have so much to do. And then the girls that aren't in the gay number are in I Want to Be a Producer. They're like showgirls in that, so the ensemble does so much in that show. It's definitely an ensemble driven show, even though it has a lot to do with Bialystok and Bloom, who are going to be played brilliantly by Scott Hofer and Tony Butera.
I know that name. I don't think I've seen him in anything though.
You might know Michael Butera, who's done stuff
I
at
know
Theater
that
3.
too.
Yeah.
I can't place a face though. I'll have to go looking around.
You have to put on your glasses.
Spectacles. Go find out.
Or just come to the theater in a monocle and a top hat. Like Moulin Rouge.
Could be a bit much.
I saw that this weekend.
Oh yeah? I don't know Moulin Rouge at all. Other than
movie?
No. Well, that's not true. I think I've seen the movie in bits and pieces. I don't think I've ever actually seen it from like A to Z or paid enough attention. Nicole Kidman's in this.
Ewan McGregor.
Thank God I got that one right. If I had said wrong, well, how embarrassing.
The
most I know about Moulin Rouge is Lady
Rachel
Marmalade.
McAdams plays Satine.
Right? Rachel McAdams.
No.
Yeah, the most I know is Lady Marmalade.
Good times.
You know.
That set is beautiful.
Honestly. I
Yeah.
wanted to see it on Broadway because JoJo was apparently in it for a
She
little while.
was. She
Yeah, and I'm
was.
so upset that I did
Wait,
not
what's
make
her
that
song?
happen.
Get out right
Yes,
now.
I
No.
yes, that's one of them. She has like listen, she is very, very underrated. She is absolutely fantastic. We're not singing those little like teeny bopper songs anymore. Right? She has grown up.
Mm.
Um,
Well,
I saw
did
her.
that song come out when she was like 14 or 13?
Yes. Yeah, and then she re-recorded it though as an adult, because she had some drama with her masters as well, and, like, some things weren't available on streaming, so she re-recorded, like, 2 or 3, like, complete albums, and now with, like, these more, mature, grown-up runs and riffs and things, it's like, oh, I'm telling you, she
You
blows the
know
roof
who
off.
else recently did that I saw about on TikTok? Paula
Who?
Cole.
Paula Cole.
Paula Cole, she re-recorded all of her music
Is
and
she, "Where have all the cowboys gone?
she's I don't wanna wait
Ooh."
for our lives to be over.
Isn't
Dawson's
that
Creek,
Dawson's Creek?
baby.
Yeah, I never watched
Yep.
that, but I just knew that that's
Yes,
what they
where have all the cowboys gone?
Yeah, that's the most I know. As when I was singing, I was thinking, "This might not actually even be her."
Yes, very good. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
so proud of
I love Paula
myself.
Cole.
That's all I know of her, so I can't say I love her, but I guess I don't dislike her,
Yeah, and
put
she
that
also
there.
has that other song, "Me," and it's me who is my enemy. So good,
Oof, I
really
don't know that
talented.
one. In that
Because
same
White,
vein, where's Fiona Apple?
she's been a bad, bad girl.
A criminal, some might say.
Criminal. Yes, that's the first lyrics to Criminal.
Right.
A bad, bad girl.
So good. It reminds me of the Family Guy cutaway with Joe. And what's so bad is that there are so many funny moments in Family Guy that you could never find or go back to. It's like I want to specifically watch this, and like so many of those cutaways have nothing to do with the plot, like whatsoever. So I feel like I could. How could I ever find? I have to just YouTube
Yep.
it.
Wait, so Kyle, I have a question for you because I'm
Oh,
I'm curious. I want to
okay.
know what your favorite show is to see to watch or that you've seen.
Favorite show to watch? Yeah, that is a hard question. Um, Laura complained about this question as well. Um, favorite show to watch? I really, oh god, so embarrassing. I love High School Musical. Um, when Cap did it,
Fair.
in tandem with the Long Island Children's Museum. Remember that production?
I
Um,
do.
Jay Hughes was in that. John
Yep.
Dunphy, Brett Campbell, Steve Cottonero, all like to me the heavy hitters.
The Stars.
Yeah, truly, Mikey Very, Victoria. Remember her? Victoria. How do you say her last name? Faircloth.
Fairclaw.
Yeah, her. Um,
Fairclaw.
amazing,
Blonde?
amazing.
She blonde?
Yeah, blonde.
She
At
just
least she
got
was
engaged.
then.
She just got engaged.
Oh,
Congratulations, Victoria.
congratulations to her. Good, good. I see she still performs and stuff. Every now and then she
She
pops up
does.
on like Facebook. Yeah.
Does.
I think out of like the 12 or 13 performances, I went to 10. Like I really only missed like a couple. And I was that really annoying person who would go backstage during it's just like, guys, it's going great. Way to go. Like, and then I had to audition for it at Bayway because that was
And
like
were
my
they
only.
like, thank
No,
you?
they all loved it. That's the thing. I'm like, I don't know why you're so okay with me coming back here, invading your space, but like, no one
Stop.
complained. And I would play softball with them in between. We go down to the Eisenhower Park. Well, I didn't play softball. I was the pitcher, and I pitched
You
for both teams.
you floated it.
Yeah, so like I was involved, but I certainly wasn't rounding the bases. So yeah, High School Musical, really, really fun for me. What else do I like to watch? I loved Bring It On. See, I like all shows like that. You know,
See, now here's the thing is that my favorite show to
oh,
watch is Dreamgirls. My favorite show that I've ever seen in my life. There's like, oh God, there's so many. I can't choose one. Like Cheetah
right.
Rivera, The Teacher's Life. Rest in peace, Cheetah. We love you. Elaine Stritch at Liberty. So this is my thing. This is my little story about Elaine Stritch. Okay. When I was in high school, my teacher, Bert Michaels, who the love of my life, him and his wife Pat. They I was like, I think I'm gonna go with my friends to see The Last 5 Years off Broadway. And they're like, go see Elaine Stritch at Liberty. And I was like, why do I want to see this old lady who I don't know like talk about her life? And they're like, go see it. Don't go see The Last 5 Years. So I bought a ticket to Elaine Stritch at Liberty and I went by myself at 18 years old and I was sitting in the audience and it's amazing. It's so good. She walks out on stage with no pants on and she's just wearing a dress shirt. And she goes, well, it's like the prostitute once said, it's not the work, it's the stairs. And I was like, looking around, and I was like, what is this about? And I was like, okay, great. And then Cheetah Rivera, The Dancer's Life was like, oh my God, Rich Martino took me to see that. And I am grateful to him every single day because it was the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Dick Van Dyke was in the show when I saw it.
Oh.
And you know, I love me some Mary Poppins. So
absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But what's your favorite show that you've been in though, Kyle?
Oh, I mean, easily it's Smokey Joe's Cafe.
There is a Russian Spanish
that would easily get me out of my faux theater retirement. Like if I saw that somebody was doing that, I'd have to go. I'd have to go down.
So, and then when you come on stage and start singing Spanish Harlem, can I sit in the audience and go, ugh?
No, because then I would just immediately start laughing, and like that would really, really not be good. I do think I redeemed myself when I did that at CM. Because the thing happened over in Merrick, and then we had Theater 3 in between, and I had a much reduced role in that production.
What songs did you sing when you did it? Did you sing the same songs every time?
Kind of. See, at Theater 3, they made me split the role of Fred. So disrespectful, because they were like, he can't dance, so like we're not going to put him as like the other guys. So I split the role of Fred and I sang just Who's the Boss. That was the only thing I did in that.
You're the Boss?
What did I say?
Who's the Boss? That was a TV show in the 80s.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what did I say? Yeah, You're the Boss. I sang that. But at CM I did both. I did like the Fred and Ken tracks. So Dance With Me.
I love that song.
Yeah, the Ken songs. Loving You, which was a blast.
Yes. Did you do Gonna Find Her?
Yes, that was one of the guys' songs. That song, Searching. That's Searching. Yeah. I like Keep On Rolling in that one too, the train song.
Do you know what my favorite song is in that
show?
On
a suitcase, just bopping.
Yes. Do you know what my favorite song is in that show?
Saved.
No, that is a really good one though. It's a showstopper, literally.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
No, but take another guess. Think about it.
It's not Fallen, is it?
It's Teach Me How to Shimmy.
That was going to be my next one. So Teach Me How to Shimmy is a bop. Okay,
when they did it at Smithtown, one of my best friends, Diana Romano, she played the Shimmy Girl, and her choreography. I saw that production they ran that production from like, I feel like it was like a fall time. No, it was like a summer run, and then I was supposed to be in Sunday in the Park with George there, and they canceled it because Smokey Joe's was not paying. It was selling so well, so that they extended the show through our run of Sunday in the Park with George, and then they moved our production of Sunday in the Park with George to a year after where it was supposed to be. So Brienne was in that. It was Brienne, Corey Manuela, Shakira, and Diana were the 4 girls. They were awesome. They were so good. But Diana would do the whole and her whole body would look like it was vibrating. But my favorite was her, she had to do this thing with her hands like that behind her butt, and she would call it the fan the fart. Do we go fan the fart and fan the fart and fan the fart and fan the fart? So anytime I hear that song now, I'm hearing her voice being like, I fan the fart and fan the fart.
It's fantastic.
Yep.
And
So
that
yeah,
is what is so fun
content.
about that show, because you're not trying to be a character at all. You're just literally just being yourself and
Being
enjoying
yourself and singing
the
these great
performance.
songs. We
Yes, I mean, like, how could
adore.
it not be a blast? I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's just, yeah. And every version of it, like, I can't say there's any one of them that I liked more. I mean, if I had to pick, I would only say CM because I had the most to do in that. But like every production, I have amazing memories from all of them. Like they're all
Who
special.
directed that?
Where at CM, Nicole Fox.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah.
I did swing with Nicole Fox like three
Her
times.
choreography is like so intricate and like, but
It's the
once you
hardest.
get it though, it looks so freaking
Yeah.
good. Like,
Hmm.
gosh, she doesn't do anything anymore, does she?
Last I heard, she was working with Orlando at Ovation's dance studio.
Okay,
I
all
don't know if
right.
she still works there. I know that her kids
Mm.
both dance.
Oh, that's
Her and
good.
Mike Mandato's kids both dance.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's
yeah, but
wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember crying a lot. Actually, it was me and Michelle DiMattillo,
Oh my
trying to
god.
learn, Jailhouse Rock, and I remember the 2 of us, it was like, there comes a time in the rehearsal night that even if you had planned on getting to something, like, there does come a time in the night where people cannot receive any more information, like,
No,
it's
because
over, right?
no, because they will just start crying.
And that's exactly what we did. It was like 10, 11 p.m. And she's like, all right, Jailhouse Rock, right? And Michelle and I, we just stood there like, it's like, we can't.
Wait, can Michelle dance?
Yes. No. I mean, she dances as well as I can. Like, we get through it. We get
No.
through it. No, like we
Oh
get
my
through it.
god.
Yeah, I wouldn't say she can't dance, but like we're not supposed to be cast as dancers. We're singers who can
Who move?
get by, right? Yes,
Who can
exactly.
walk?
Yeah,
Who can walk across the stage?
exactly. Without a parade.
Mm.
Stupid. Are you still singing with 1984? What's going on with that?
So, unfortunately, I'm not singing with 1984
Mm,
anymore because I had the decision to make between 1984 is a 90s, 80s, 70s, 2000s cover band that my one of my best friends, Diana Romano, is in. And also her father is the drummer of the band.
mm. Oh, family
I
affair.
was yeah, they're such a great group of guys, and Diana's of course wonderful. But I had to make the decision because I started singing with them like right out of the pandemic in like 2021.
Right, right.
So they still are going strong, but I had like I said, I had to make the decision to either do that or to do theater.
Yeah, it's hard to
And
do both.
theater is my first love. I gotta
Yeah.
do it. It fills my heart. It fills my soul. I gotta do it. So I'm not singing with them anymore.
Mm,
However, if I do go to a gig, sometimes I'll pop up there and I'll sing Just the Way You Are or Miami 2017 by Billy Joel or
mm.
any sort of like Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Tears for Fears, like a little thing to give Diana a break and to to get to sing with the guys again. I do we have Diana and I have started our own thing called Ride or Die, which is basically
Hmm.
like a duet type of group. There's just the two of
Oh,
us with these like with little tracks of songs that we sing, like "Don't Go Breaking My Heart" and like stupid, silly
that's
little things.
fun.
Like that. It is a lot of fun. Um, Actually, we've been singing at Sweetbriar in the city, which is on Park and Lex in the city. Frankie Gabriel is the managing director there.
No way.
He reached out to Diana, or Diana reached out to him. Somehow it was figured out that he was like, "I want you guys to start singing here." And unfortunately, the week before Christmas, I had bronchitis that turned into laryngitis, and my voice is still not better. I'm going to be going to a vocal doctor, and they're going to help me out, so I should be fine. But I haven't been able to sing since like Halloween.
Oh gosh.
It sucked. It was terrible.
Yeah.
So, it's just a little day by day, but I'm singing in the car once in a while, and it's okay. But yeah, so that's what Diana and I have been doing. But if you want to look her up, you can look up, I think it's Diana Romano Sings, at Diana Romano Sings. And then the band is the 1984 band.
Okay.
So that would be great if you could give them a follow and, maybe go see um, one of their shows. I know that they're playing at Parsnips in Lake Ronkonkoma. Do you know where that is? It's on
No,
the
I
north
know of
side.
no places.
I know you don't know anywhere. It's
I don't
fine.
know anywhere. I really don't. It's
It's
terrible.
fine. Where did you go to high school?
Central Islip.
CIH.
CI. Mm-hmm.
I'm a Levittown boy.
Yeah, see, the only thing I know about Levittown, I worked out there once. Do you remember the Coconuts that was over there?
Yes.
I worked at Coconuts.
Stop.
Yeah, just because
And
I
then it
just
became
love.
FYE, right? Didn't it become
Yes, I tried to quit. Well, I did quit, and then they had announced they were moving into they're going to be transitioning to FYE and blah blah blah. And like, well, can you just stay on until we finish that? I'm like, oh, okay.
I still have some CDs that have the sticker that says The Wall on it.
The wall.
The
Oh my
Wall. And the thing
gosh.
is, if that CD ever got damaged or anything like that, you could bring it to The Wall and they would replace it for free.
It was an amazing service. Yep.
I
I
love
miss all those music stores. I grew
Me
up working at
too.
Sam Goody. That was like my favorite. And then
Damn
my
goody.
Sam Goody location closed, so I transferred to another one. And then that closed, and obviously all the Sam Goodies left. And that's how I ended up at Coconuts because I was like, I just want to talk about music with people. Um, and then that became FYE, and then I eventually said, all right, well, I got older. It's like I need a real job. I'm like I can't do all this. Yeah, and then now
Love
FYE isn't even that anymore. There's like
No,
one of them in like the Smith Haven Mall.
really.
Yes, and it is not. If it's not there, I think there's even one. There could be one in the South Shore
Do you remember
Mall,
The
but they're
Wiz?
not. I do remember the Wiz.
The
You
Wiz.
remember the Wiz. The
Nobody.
FYE is not what it was anymore. Now they just sell like merch. It's
Yeah.
like posters and like novelty items, and it's like this is like
Pop
where's the
figures.
music? Yeah, terrible.
Yeah. I worked at Build-A-Bear.
Stop. I worked
I
at
did.
Build-A-Bear
I
for
worked
4
at Build-A-Bear.
hours.
I worked at the Gap with Brianne Boyd. We had a
Mhm,
blast. We had so much fun because we worked there during like the holiday season.
mhm.
So the Gap would always have a really good holiday mix on like the music on the thing or whatever.
Exact Yep,
And
yep.
one of the songs was The Lonely Goat Herd from the movie The Sound of Music. So we would yodel to each other from opposite sides of the store because I would mostly be at the cash wrap and she would be in the fitting rooms. She loved being in the fitting rooms because she loved like folding and keeping it all organized and all that stuff. But I would be like yodeling, and then she would sing back. Oh God, those
Stupid.
poor people.
Yeah. No, I worked at Build-A-Bear for like 4 hours,
Oh my God. Now
and I
here's the
walked
thing.
out. Like, "I
I
can't do this."
I loved working there because the kids were awesome. I worked at the one in Roosevelt Field Mall, and the
Okay.
kids were so nice. They were so sweet, but the parents were not. Because I don't know if you remember this, because like you said, you were there for 4 hours. Every $10 that you spend, you got a little stamp on the card, on this like business
I
card.
I
And
don't
then
remember
once you filled it up, it was good for $10 off the next day. Not
that.
good. Not good.
No, only the next day?
Oh no! Starting the next day. So
Okay.
so these parents would spend hundreds of dollars on this stupid bear or this tiger or this cat or this dog
Mhm.
for their child, and then they would be like, "Where's my $10 off?" And it's like, "No, it's not redeemable until tomorrow." And they would be like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I just spent $140 on this. You're telling me that I can get it for 130?" It's like, no, you live on North Shore, Long Island, Nassau County. You can afford it. It's
You're
fine.
fine. That's the whole reason why you're here in the first place.
Yeah,
$10 does not make it a break in your bank.
and
Okay,
Saturdays and Sundays, the line would be out the
out
door
the
and
door.
wrapped around the store.
That's why I quit. They on my first day, they put me on the worst station. They put me on the stuffing. Okay. So I'm sitting there, you had the foot pedal, you're pressing the stuffing in the thing. And what no one tells you is that, like, once you take your foot off the pedal, the stuffing is still coming out for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Right. And I didn't know this. So I was sitting around, I had like little stupid red hearts all over the floor. I had stuffing, I was surrounded by stuffing. And I was like, I have to get the hell out of here. I was like, this. And I was like, I
Wait,
am not coming back. Just put my check in the mail.
do you remember what you had to wear? Ours were the worst outfits.
I think I just had a denim shirt and like
It was,
black pants or something like that.
oh, see, ours was the denim shirt with the little
Mhm.
Build-A-Bear thing here.
Yeah, maybe
And like
khakis.
bone colored khakis. They were so light. Everybody had like
Yeah,
major like swamp ass all the
right.
time.
It really
And then
it could
wear
have
like,
been that. It could have
and then
been.
you had to wear like white sneakers, all white, 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 white. I would always get
That I
K-Swiss.
don't remember.
I would always get K-Swiss because they would have white and then like white loops and then white shoelaces. They were very about all the white. But then like on like Black Friday, they're like, you could wear pajamas with a Build-A-Bear t-shirt. And I'm like, what? So that was fine.
I guess. How long did you work there?
From uh from about Labor Day till Memorial Day. So like 9 months.
Oh, all right. Almost a year.
It was something.
Certainly better than my 4 hours.
4 hours. Oh my God.
And honestly, I really could have done without 3 of those. I mean, it was a terrible experience for me. I really did
Wait,
not
which
have
one did you work at? Smith Haven
on
Mall?
Smith Haven Mall. Yeah.
Stop.
Terrible, terrible. I could not get out of there fast enough. I'm like, I'm not even coming back for the check.
No, I ain't doing it. I
No,
ain't doing it. I ain't
just
coming
mail
back.
or don't. I don't even care. I was like,
Exactly.
it's only 4 hours of work. What is it? $25 check? It's fine. Like,
Exactly. I don't need
see ya.
$24. Bye.
No, I'm never coming back here. All right, so drop your socials. Where can our watchers and listeners find you personally?
You could find me on Instagram at
Mhm.
RY underscore Eddie, EDDIE. And then on Facebook, you could find me at Ryan Eddie. No underscore, just Ryan and then Eddie. And then I'm not really on Twitter. I'm not on Snapchat. Are you on Snapchat?
No. I
Ugh,
was logged out of it years ago, and I said, "Oh well."
I hate it. I don't
Yeah,
like it.
I
I
don't
don't
get
like
it.
when pictures expire.
Yeah, what's the point of that? Like, unless you're sending smut, which I am not doing, I don't see any reason. If I take a picture, I want to keep it. It's a memory.
Yes.
I'm gonna
And
send
then
it to
you
you
go
just
to take like a screenshot of it, and then it's just a white screen, and you're like, what the
yeah.
hell am I doing?
Yeah, because like I heard that the other person is notified if you try to like screenshot something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get what the point of it is.
Yep.
I-
I deleted that years ago.
yes, and you always see kids like they'll be on the train. They're like, and it's like, what is the point of that?
They're
Like,
like, follow my snap.
they start, and it's like, no thanks, I'm good.
But
I
then
don't
like
need
people
that.
will take pictures and they'll be like, it'll be like this close.
Oh
And then
yes,
like, POV, like,
get out of
I
here.
want to get out of this class. Okay, so then leave the class.
And just go.
Just go.
Stupid. Just
Just
go. It's
go.
over. Let's go.
But that's my social media life.
All right.
Instagram and Facebook.
That's enough. That's all we need.
That's it.
It's enough.
I don't want any more.
You can get all the information you need from there.
Exactly. I'm not doing Threads. I'm not doing Snapchat. I'm not doing
I
Twitter.
wanted to do Threads, but they don't use hashtags, or like, maybe they've now implemented it. But like without a hashtag, I don't have any use for a thread.
Do you like a hashtag?
I do like a hashtag because I sometimes I want to read just certain information about something specific. You know,
What's
I'm
your
on
favorite
there.
hashtag to use?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm using it really for like my Big Brother life. You know, I want to read all the Big Brother updates that are coming
I
through.
understand. I
And I want to be
understand.
able to filter through. And I appreciate people who use hashtags even for things that I'm not interested in, because then you can just go on Twitter and just mute the hashtag, and I don't have to mute you. I just don't care about anything about Dancing with the Stars, right? So I'll just block that hashtag, and I don't ever have to read anything about that. Um,
Wow.
yeah, so you can just customize your Twitter user experience for yourself.
I'm not a big fan of
Fantastic. I love Twitter. But like you do have to filter out all the other nonsense because there's a lot of like negative nasties on there.
it's not only that, but like a lot of things that like I don't want to see are on Twitter. And I'm like, I don't like that. Like, like I'm not talking like offensive wise. I'm talking about like people not wearing clothes that
Mm.
I'm like, oh, I follow this
Mute.
person. Then they're showing me that exactly. So
Yeah,
that's why
I'm big
I'm
on the mute button. Mute, mute, mute,
not a
mute,
big
mute.
fan
Yeah,
on the Twitter or the X, as you put it.
I don't even acknowledge it as that. I understand that's I understand that's what it's called. I get it.
No
I still
time
say
for it.
Twitter all the time. Sorry, X. It's so stupid.
Kyle, what did you think of Evita?
I loved Vita, honestly.
Yeah.
I absolutely
Yeah.
loved it. Yeah, no, I'm having a blast. I'll be back for closing for sure.
Click this link
Um,
right here. This is where Kyle
yes.
put a review
Yeah,
of Evita.
seriously. Yeah, no, I was really happy. You know what? It was also very fun to write that review too. You know, because I went to school for journalism, and then
Yes, I
ended
knew
up
that.
in banking and then human resources, and like never got to use any of that. So I know it was very, very fun to actually like give like a little bit of a plot synopsis and like write that
Mm,
and write everything. I was like, oh, I'm actually genuinely enjoying this.
yeah.
But I was like, I don't know what people are going to think about the fact that I've just decided to sit down and just review them. Like, who the hell am I? Right? So,
Yeah, but you
but
know what though? It's from because you didn't really know the show before you saw it, right?
like, no, I mean, I saw it at Smithtown, but that was really my only other experience with
Sure.
it.
Sure, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So other
Yeah.
than like literally, I only know Laura as Ava. Like that's really all I know. I also only know this show under Ronnie's direction, right? Because he
Yeah,
did
it's
it
just
down too. So
it's so good. It's he
yeah,
he it's his favorite show, like
well you can tell.
he said to everyone the night before we opened, he's like, Evita is my favorite show. And like you can tell because he puts just everything into it. As
Yeah,
soon as they announced that he was directing it, I texted him and I was like, I'm dressing her again, just letting you know. And then he's like, okay, great.
yeah.
So
Which I'm sure she loves somebody familiar, somebody
yes,
she can
yeah. And
screw up.
I
Right.
mean, it's really not that easy because, like, there are some changes that she changes her entire wig, hat, outfit, shoes,
Yeah.
jewelry,
And you've also got to
in
figure
like
out the microphone and all that too. That's a lot. It's a lot.
some of them are like 8 seconds long,
Yeah. No,
some of them are a little bit longer than that, but it's not. And she has 20 costumes. I counted it actually on
wow,
Sunday. She
that
has
many.
20 costumes.
Jeez.
Yep.
No, it's a fantastic production.
Yeah,
The only thing that I think is a shame is that I feel like these runs are like they feel so short,
they do. They
you
do.
know? And
They
I
do.
miss the Wednesday night performances. I know that as a performer, that's
You know
annoying,
what?
but
I
as a patron, I loved going on a Wednesday night.
Me too, because
Yeah,
that's when a lot of fellow actors or other people, maybe directors who couldn't make it on the
right, because they
weekend.
have things going on. Yeah, they're in things.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah. So, I know that I remember Jeffrey, I was talking to Jeffrey Sanzel about this, and he was saying,
mhm.
like, I used to like going to the Wednesday nights or even the Sunday nights because
Right, yeah, that we used to
got rid
do
of
that.
those as well. I think
Yeah,
that they might have gotten rid of those because they might not have made as much money as the other performances. So,
I can understand that, but I feel
yeah.
like I don't know, the Wednesday nights one for me, I feel like they were always pretty decently attended. Like, I don't remember thinking like, "Oh, this is a throwaway show." Um, and maybe that's also my perception of it because there were so many theater people there. So maybe that's
Yeah.
why I viewed it as
I
a
mean,
decent.
when I did Joseph at CM,
Mhm.
we did 3 shows in one day of Joseph. We had a 10 a.m. student show, a 2 o'clock senior matinee, and then an 8 o'clock performance on a
That's
Wednesday.
a lot. That's
It
overkill.
was. Yeah, and like, you know, like I just said, I love Joseph so much because it's so short. But like
But
you're
still,
given a lot of energy in
right,
that
there's
hour.
a lot happening in that time. Right,
You're
right.
changing your costume like 4 times. It's
Mhm.
exhausting.
Yeah,
But you know, it's I still love Joseph.
yeah.
I know
Listen,
that they're doing that at CM coming up.
they
It
are.
opens in about a month.
The Open's like very, very soon.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank you for having me. We've
Yeah,
talked about this for such a long time.
long time. This was a blast.
And I hope
Once again, thank you to Ryan Nolan for hanging out with me, spending that time with me. Again, thank you all to the rest of you, right? To everybody who has actually shown me some love and support on this new project. Still kind of like feeling it out, figuring out how we want things to go, you know. So thanks for being patient, and thank you for the love and support. Again, Tick Tick Boom this weekend, Theater 3. Come say the hellos. Check out thekylepettyshow.com for my review after the fact. And also for more information on the conversation I'll be having with Veronica. But all right, that's it. We're out of here. Thanks so much for watching.